welcome back to the Beach Bum Bookworm. I am Tiffany. I'm so glad y'all found me again today. My channel's all about cozy mysteries and romance videos, and today I'm here with a tag that I'm so excited about. I've been seeing it a lot lately. This is the Cozy Mystery Would You Rather tag. This was originally created, I believe, by Cozies with a Cup of Tea. Make sure you go check out her channel, subscribe. But I've been seeing it. I know that Cozy Row from the TBR Tackle, her channel is amazing. She did it. She's the one that actually tagged me. I saw that Lee from Dark Roots Creations, highly recommend her channel. I saw that she did it. I believe Tina was tagged to do it. So many good creators. Make sure that you check them out. The Cozy Mystery Would You Rather tag. Okay, let me say a couple things. I'm going to change this just a little. Okay. One, I'm doing this as series, not individual cozies, because I have a hard time when I've read multiple in a series to think about individual books. I mean, it's just easier for me if I think about it as series, okay? So I'm thinking of all of these as series, not necessarily individual books within the series. Okay. The other thing is I'm just changing just a couple of the questions because I feel like I would feel bad if I answered just a couple of these. I just have to tweak them just a little bit for my own benefit. You don't have to. I am going to tag some people. Do as you wish. Whatever you are good with is perfectly fine. Let's go. Let's get started. We're doing the Cozy Mystery Would You Rather tag. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, y'all. I decided to use a coffee cup. Here are all mine. I know I have more than what I'm supposed to, but I just wanted to do it this way. It's my channel. I'll do what I want. I'm just kidding. But I had to use this one because it says, let's get cozy. I thought that was very fitting. These are not like, you know, so you guys can see. All right. Let's go. The first question, which cozy series, see what I did there? Instead of book, I did okay. Which cozy series would you read again in one weekend? We're going to, just say binge in one weekend so that, it's long. Okay. Let me just take a few out there. Okay. The first one. Oh my gosh, the Pepper Martin series by Casey Daniels. Let me tell you, okay, this has 10 books in it. This series takes place in Ohio. It is one of my favorite series of all time. It is definitely underrated. So Pepper Martin, she was a socialite. She has no skills. She's never had a job ever in her life. No life skills, basically. And her dad, who I can't remember if he was a surgeon or an entrepreneur, they were very wealthy. He gets arrested on a white collar crime. And so they kind of lose all their assets. They lose everything. And Pepper's got to get a job. And again, no life skills, has never had a job. We're in a bind here. So she takes the only job that she can get, which is at a cemetery giving tours. I don't know I can't remember if it was a famous cemetery because, I don't know that happens a lot, but there we are. Okay, so during one of the tours, I think in the first book, this is not a spoiler, this is what the series is about. She falls, conks her head, and she can now talk with ghosts. And when one of the ghosts, who is a mafia don in the first book, one of my favorite characters, I think his name was Gus. I still remember that after all these years because it's been many years since I've read this. It won't leave her alone. Think like Ghost, like the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg. He's like that, persistent. He wants her to figure out what happened to him. It's so funny, so good. I absolutely love that series. Okay, my other one. Which cozy series would you binge again? Oh, I love this series too. See, here's going to be the problem. I love all of them. The Friend for Hire series. This is by Laura Bradford. There are 2 books in this series. I really hope this goes more. I heard that she was going to put out a 3rd book. Okay, so this features Emma, and Emma had a, a travel business, like travel agent. And obviously with the internet and apps and all this stuff, we probably travel agents aren't as widely used as they were before. And so she's good with people. So someone suggests that she, this older lady that she has tea with a lot or coffee or whatever, suggests that she starts a friend for hire business. And she's like, I can't pay people to, but it does take off. And there is an older character, an older gentleman that we meet in the first book. I absolutely love him. I love his character. I just love this series. And number 2 ended on what I would consider a cliffhanger. So we need a number 3, Laura Bradford. Okay. So which series would I binge again in a weekend? Probably not the whole because it's 10 books, but definitely the Pepper Martin series, one of my all-time favorites. Love it, love it, love it. All right. I skipped number 1 and 2. The first one I saw, the read again in a weekend, is actually number 3. Just follow along like I did not do. So we're going to jump back up to number 1 and 2. Oh my gosh, what are we doing here? I don't know. I've gone rogue. It wasn't intentional. Number 1, and then we'll skip number 3. You get the idea. Number 1, which cozy series would you make into a movie? All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, the Holiday Junction series by Tanya Kappas. There are 9 books in it. I've read the first 3. This features Violet Reinheimer, who is a character we meet in the Campers and Criminals series. She is a reporter, and in the first book, she leaves Normal, Kentucky, which is where we meet her in Campers and Criminals, and she thinks she's got her big break in California as a reporter, and so she gets on the plane. She's all set to go to her interview, and on the plane, she finds a dead body in the bathroom. So they have to make an emergency landing. She ends up in Holiday Junction, and I don't think it's a spoiler. She winds up staying there, and she's working at the newspaper, and it is funny and quirky and silly, and I absolutely love it. And every book is based on a holiday, of course. But what I really also enjoyed that she even does the smaller holidays. So we have a Mother's Day book, and we have a, I don't know, some of the more less, celebrated holidays. So I appreciated that she included those. Okay, so that is our first one of would we like it into a movie. The second one, which cozy series would you make into a movie? Dun, dun, dun. The Cookies and Chance series by Catherine Bruns. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is 11 books. This features Sal. And Sal and her best friend open a bakery, a cookie shop in New York. And Sal, her best friend is actually the baker, and they have these famous fortune cookies that, people think are premonitions. Oh my gosh. Her parents are absolutely hysterical. Her dad is super obsessed with death. It actually spirals within the series as it goes along. Holy moly. I don't know. I'm really torn because the Catherine Bruns would actually make a great series or movie because, like I said, the parents are so funny, but the Holiday Junction, I just feel like the type of movies that or type of channels that make cozy mysteries are Hallmark. And I feel like definitely for that reason, the Holiday Junction series by Tanya Kappas would make more sense as a movie. Number 2, which cozy would you use to build a fire in emergency? So I'm going to change that to which cozy series would you read in front of a fire? Because I will feel horrible if I can't do that to my books. I mean, in an emergency, I might be able to do that, but that would be a last resort, and I wouldn't necessarily be going through the books to figure out what they are. And so I just don't think I can. I just don't want to answer it. So I'm going to say, which cozy series would you read in front of a fire? We have the Berry Basket series by Sharon Farrow. So this has 5 books in it. This takes place in Michigan. And our main character, did I write down the main character's name? I did not, and I don't remember it. So she owns the Berry Basket, which is a berry emporium. So everything berry. Berry chapstick, berry lipstick, berry salsa, berry potpourri, and then, of course, baked goods and all sorts of things. Anything that you can make berry, she makes it. I've read the first 2. I can't wait to continue the series. It is on my SAS list. I really have enjoyed it. I actually wish it would go longer, or more series like this because this is so cozy and I just really, really enjoy it. So cozy in front of the fire. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. Which cozy would you read in front of a fire? Oh, The Bewitching Mysteries right here. This is by Madeline Alt. It's been a long time since I read this series. There are 8 books in it. I read all 8. It is paranormal. I mean, it's paranormal in the sense that, it's called the Bewitching series. So our main characters, they own an antique shop. One is an empath. And it's been a long time. It takes place in Indiana. It's been a long time since I have read this series. But I wanted to include it because I went back to try to include some series that I don't talk about as much, but that I really enjoyed. And this is definitely one that I really enjoyed that I would recommend. I just don't remember the actual details. Which one would I want to cozy up in front of a fire? I think for this, I would have to go with the Berry Basket because of how cozy the Berry Basket cozy series is. It would be perfect to read in front of the fire. Yes. All right. So we did number 3, which was the binge in a weekend. So we're at number 4. Which cozy would you pick to move to the town it takes place in? Oh my gosh. Okay. The Pancake House by Sarah Fox. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this has 8 books in it. This series is over. I recommend this series. I really enjoyed it. This is by, I said that, Sarah Fox. This features Marley, and Marley manages her uncle's pancake house. So something happened in the first book to her uncle, and I think she's managing it. I don't think she owns it. This takes place in Washington. She has a cat named Flapjack. The titles of this series are so fantastic. And the other one, let's see. The Haley Powell series by Lee Hollis. Haley Powell. You probably can't read my handwriting, so. 16 books in this series. So Haley Powell, now things have shifted a little bit, but she writes for a local newspaper, and I think it's called the Island Times, and she writes like this cocktail and story type of column where she gives like a cocktail or maybe an appetizer recipe, but then she always gives like a little anecdote of like a party that she used the appetizer or cocktail at, or how the recipe came about. And it's so much fun. I really, really enjoy her columns a lot. Like I said, the series has shifted a little bit. This takes place in Bar Harbor, Maine. And for no other reason, which series would you pick to move to the town to? It's gotta be Haley Powell for no other reason than Maine. It's a small town in Maine. I'm sold. I'm there. Sorry to the other one. Number 5. Which cozy series would you pick to never read another in the series? I'm just gonna move to number 6. Which cozy series would you pick to eat every food mentioned in the story? Oh, come on, Cheese Shop. I actually didn't put the Cheese Shop in here because I talk about that series so much. I wanted to make sure I included some others, but I highly recommend the Cheese Shop by Karina Moss. And if it was, of course it would win because it's cheese. Okay. Which cozy series would you pick to read every food mentioned in the book? Oh my gosh, what do we got? The Beachfront Bakery series. Oh my gosh. By Fiona Grace. This is 6 books. So our main character is Allison Sweet. This takes place in California. So this one is, okay, so at the beginning of the first book, you don't see this a lot. Okay, so you know how in Cozy Mysteries, a lot of times what happens is we get the aftermath of they've lost their job, somebody passes away, so they're coming back to their hometown. Things are falling apart in their life, right? We're told this. Well, in book 1 of The Beachfront Bakery, it was really interesting and just a different, I just enjoyed it. And enjoy sounds a horrible word because they're going through a horror, Allison, experiences some horrible stuff, but I enjoyed just seeing it play out again, I don't mean her misery, okay? But like something happens with her significant other and then her job is going, but we see it in real time happen. And so she just decides to pick up and she's like, I'm going to go for it and I'm going to buy a bakery. She buys a bakery on the beach and I highly recommend that series. I don't know which series would I want to eat every food from? Beachfront Bakery? I mean, okay, but you never know. You never know what this could be. Vintage Sweets by K. George. Oh my gosh, y'all. I never talk about this series. This is such an underrated series. It is so good. So there are 3 books in it. It's a trilogy, so it would be an easy read. I really wish there was more. So this takes place in Fredericksburg, Texas. And our main character is Tally. And Tally owns Vintage Sweets, which is an old-time candy shop. It was so good. Her next door neighbor is her next door neighbor at the shop is another business, her best friend, and I cannot think of her best friend's name. I think it's Yolanda. She owns a basket shop. I really wish we would have got that too. Like that would be a great spinoff, K. George. It's a basket shop, but it's like a theme basket shop. So you can call in and order like, I need a basket made up for a baby shower or some other, some theme. And I think that would be an amazing cozy mystery theme. Sorry. Okay. Oh my gosh. We got 2 different food items and it's every food mentioned in the book. I'm going to go with the bakery just because I prefer bakery stuff a little more over candy, but vintage candy, such a fun series. Such a fun series. Oh my gosh. Good one. Good one. Okay. Number 7. Which cozy would you pick to take on a 2-week vacation as your only series? See what I did there? It said only book. Okay. So which cozy would you pick to take on a 2-week vacation as your only series? The Caribbean Kitchen series by Raquel V. Reyes. Oh, good one. Okay. So there are 3 books in this series so far. This features Miriam, and Miriam is a food anthropologist, which is so interesting to me. This takes place in Miami, and Miriam had taken some time off work because she has a small kiddo, and her best friend talks her into doing this Cuban American cooking show on like a local channel, like a PBS or something. And that's where the series starts. It's so good. In book 3, there's travel. We're in Puerto Rico and we're in the Dominican. So good. I highly, highly recommend this series. It has great culture, recipes. Highly recommend. Okay, so 2-week vacation. Ooh, vacation. Oh my gosh, okay. All right, what's the other one? The Poppy McAllister series by Libby Klein. Oh my gosh. 8 books in this series. The 9th one will be coming out. I'm not sure if it's this year or next year, but I know there is a 9th one. So this features Poppy McAllister. And she goes back home at the beginning of the first book to go to a reunion, high school reunion, very reluctantly, mind you. And she ends up staying. She has an aunt named Jenny, who I think is a hilarious side character. I know some people don't feel that way about her. I get it, but the reason we read is because we all have different opinions. So I love Aunt Jenny because she's not real and she's not my aunt. If she was my aunt, I might feel differently. I totally get it. Okay, so her aunt has an old house that they're turning into a B&B. And oh my gosh, it is hysterical. If you want laugh out loud, Poppy McAllister series by Libby Klein. Okay, so which one would I take on a 2-week vacation? Because I feel like this gives you more vacation vibe because it's Miami. And then, like I said, in book 3, you're actually traveling and on vacation. I'm going to go with the Caribbean Kitchen series by Raquel V. Reyes. Highly recommend both these. All right, number 8. Which cozy series would you recommend to someone who has never read a cozy? Oh my gosh, the pressure's on. Okay, give me a good one. Give me a good, they're all good. They're all good. Okay. The Perfectly Proper Paranormal Museum by Kirsten Weiss. There are 9 books in this series. So This features Maddie, I couldn't think of her name, and a 10th book is actually coming out, I think, this month, by the way. Anyways, besides the point. I did not realize how much I would love this series. I tried it and I was like, oh, and then the more I read it, it's so much fun. So Maddie, our main character, she gets roped into managing the local paranormal museum, and it's quirky and it's fun and I love it. I love it way more than I ever I'm not a big paranormal fan, so it's just so shocking to me how much I enjoy it. I really recommend that series. Okay, which cozy series would you recommend to someone who has never read a cozy? All right, the second one. Oh, the Vivian Chin, the Noodle Shop series by Vivian Chin, fastly becoming one of my favorite series of all time. There are, I think it's 9 books right now. So this features Lana Lee. She works at her family's noodle shop called Holy Noodles. This takes place in Ohio. And this is the series, I think it's better and better and better. I love Lana's family. A lot. I understand all that, but I enjoy that. I really like her love interest. And then there's these ladies, they call themselves the Mahjong ladies. They come in and have tea every single day. And we've gotten to know them through a couple of the books. I love this series so much. I think this is more traditional than the Perfectly Proper Paranormal. So if somebody was brand new to cozies, I would say the Noodle Shop Cozy by Vivian Chen. All right. Number 9. Which cozy would you pick to dress and act like the main character? Oh, I'm so excited for this one. Let's see. Okay. Come on, no whammies. The Goddess of Green Street Cozy Mystery Series. This is by Kate Collins. There are 4 books in this series. This series is hilarious. I really enjoy it. So our main character, she is part of a big Greek wedding. I'm thinking of a big fat Greek wedding. She's part of a big Greek family, and this takes place in Michigan, and they own a garden center, and she works at it. I cannot think of her first name. I don't think I wrote it down. I didn't. She works at her family's garden center, and the other thing is she has a blog, and it's about her big Greek family and how chaotic and, that sort of thing. And they all read it and they're like, oh my gosh, can you believe this family acts like this or whatever? And it's about them, which sounds really mean, but it's not meant to be mean. It's just cute and funny. This last book had a crossover. I just want to mention that. Kate Collins also has a flower shop, and in the latest book of this one, unless the new books come out since I think number 4, the main character from the flower shop comes and they work on a case together. It was really, really fun. I recommend this series. Super funny. There you go. Okay, so, what was I on? Oh, would you act and dress like? Oh my gosh, I don't remember how she dresses. She works at a garden shop though, so I feel like very casual, comfy, right? She works at a garden center, so she probably gets dirty. Okay, and the Books and Biscuits series by Abby Collette. Okay, so there are 2 books in this series. It takes place in Washington. This features twins, Kobe and Keaton. Kobe was one of my favorite characters of 22 or 23. I absolutely loved him. Very, very empathetic, very insightful. I really enjoyed his character. Okay, so what happens is they are twins. They were in the foster care system, and Keaton, she gets adopted, and Kobe stays in the foster system until he ages out. So they didn't have much of a relationship growing up, or any relationship growing up. And Keaton becomes a librarian and Kobe becomes a chef. So when they find each other as adults, they decide to create Books and Biscuits, which is a soul food bookstore. So he's doing the cooking, she's doing the books. I think that is chef's kiss. Perfect combination. And oh my gosh, Which would I prefer to dress and act like? Oh gosh, I have to go with the books and biscuits because if I get to act like Keaton, that makes me a librarian. Mwah! Thank you, Abby Collette. You just made my dreams come true. Honestly. Oh my gosh, that was a good one. That made me feel good. A librarian, finally, at last. No, I'm kidding. Number 10, which cozy series would you pick to read the next 3 in the series back to back? The Hungarian Tea House. This is by Julia Buckley. 3 books in this series. It is over. You never know, though. You never know. So this features Hannah, and Hannah's family owns a traditional tea house. And her grandmother is Hungarian, and her grandmother reads tea leaves. And this is another series that has a ton of culture. I learned a bunch from this series about the Hungarian culture, which I thought was fabulous. I really, really wish that there was more in this series. I highly recommend it. Julia Buckley probably doesn't get enough attention because her writing is amazing. All of her series I've read, I really, really enjoy the writing. It just works for me, her style. She has the Writer's Apprentice. She has this one. And what's the other one? The Undercover Dish series, which is where somebody can order food for like a potluck or whatever, and then the main character makes it for them and like secretly drops it off for them so they can present it as their own. You can see where problems with that would arise for a cozy mystery. But right now we're talking about the Hungarian Tea House, which was fabulous. Really, really good. Okay. What's the other one? Series to read the next 3 back to back. Beyond a Reasonable Doubt. Oh, I wrote down the title of one of my favorite books in that series. It's the Deputy Donut series by Ginger Bolton. Okay, 6 books in this series. So this features Emily. She was a 911 operator, and she, because of a personal tragedy, she leaves the dispatch and opens a donut shop with her father-in-law. It's called Deputy Donut. Her father-in-law was a police chief. She was a 911 operator, as mentioned, and her husband was a cop. He is deceased, and which takes, is part of the story. And this takes place in Wisconsin. Great place for a cozy, but this is so much fun. Again, the shop brings in a lot of characters that we see recurring, which I love. And my favorite part, which I think I just mentioned in one of the videos this week, because a new donut shop is coming out, is that they have their delivery vehicle is one of those long old police cars, the really long boxy ones, and it's had the sirens across in a box, so they removed that and they put a donut that spins. That speaks to me. I love that more than anything. Which series would I pick to read the next 3? Well, for practicality, I'm going to go with the Deputy Donut because I need to read the next 3 in the series. So there's perfect. All right, what do we have next? Oh, that was the last one. However, Cozy from the TBR Tackle, who tagged me, had a bonus question. So I'm going to totally do the bonus question. And it's, which series would I choose to have more books in it, or would I choose to continue? Can I say the Hungarian Tea? No? Oh. Because I would. Okay. The Kensington Palace Chef series. Oh my gosh, by Nell Hampton. 2 books in this series. I just learned that Nell Hampton is Nancy Coco. Okay. Anyways, this series is over at 2 books, and I loved books 1 and 2, so this might be hard to beat. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. So our main character, Carrie, she is a personal chef at Kensington Palace. So much fun because there's so much politics. Not politics like, I'm just talking about politics within the palace, like the head chef, wants to boss Carrie around because he's like, I'm the chef to the queen, and, that sort of thing. Those kind of politics, not like actual politics. And then you learn like the rules of the palace, and there's so many restrictions, and it was just so fun. And oh my gosh, it only went 2 books. So this is going to be hard to beat for which series would I choose to have more books in. Okay, but we're going to do it. The Snow Globe series. Okay, This is by Christine Husum. There are 3 books in this series. I think I read the first 2, so I need to read the last one. I don't know if I read number 2 yet. Okay, so our main character owns a curio. She manages, a curio. Her name is Cameron, a curio snow shop. And there is a little bit of paranormal, at least in book 1, there was for sure. This was really fun in book 1. I don't remember. It must take place in a cold weather area because there was a big snowstorm in this one, unless I'm thinking of the wrong book. 4, which would I choose to have more books in? Because I think this series is over too, so I think both these series are over. I have to go with the Kensington Palace Chef series by Nell Hampton because I totally want more books in it. It went 2 and it was so much fun. All right, everyone. So I was thinking of who I wanted to tag, and I was trying to think, okay, we have a bunch of people who are new and doing cozy mysteries. I'm trying to think of who I've seen do the video already. So I'm going to tag, they're not new and they're fabulous, but anybody who wants to do the tags, you're tagged. It's like Oprah, please. I'm not trying to compare myself to Oprah. I'm saying like the whole car. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. You get a tag, you get a tag. But who I'm going to tag, neither are new, but I just really want to see their answers, is Amy Marie. I love her and I love her channel. So I really want to see what she does for this. And the other person I want to tag is Spencer from Intentionally Bookish. I just would love to see her answers for this. Oh my gosh. Again, if you want to do the tag, please consider yourself tagged. Give me a big thumbs up for this video. If you don't have a channel and you want to give me the answers, I would love to see your would you rather answers. And may all your future reads be 5 stars. Bye, everybody.